Hello, and welcome to the Hobo Joe Show. We are on day 12 currently. It is December 29th, 2023, 10:47 p.m. fish tank time. About to roll into day 13. We are going to do a quick update on the last 48 hours been happening in the tank. There's a couple things that I want to discuss, and the first thing that I want to talk about uh, is what happened yesterday. So yesterday they had brought in Taylor, a new contestant. She's labeled as a freeloader. First, she was not put on as freeloader. She was in the contestants. She took over the spot for Cole after Cole was kicked off. Now they've fixed it, so Cole is there, eliminated. But here, brought her on. When she talks, this is just my first what I've noticed so far for her is she's very straightforward with all of the men, and she has her voice. There's something with her voice, and I'm not. People have already asked in the show if she's trans. I'm not fully convinced that she's a biological woman, whatever it is. That's what I'm thinking. But she is or whatever it is, the freeloader added to the show, along with Nifty. I hate Nifty. I don't believe she's added Nifty. Now they tasked immediately Taylor to follow Jimmy around and collect a list of his sexual whatevers. Kind of funny. They also had Nifty had went to bed early last night. Then the production staff decided to do everything they could to interrupt her sleep. They did jumping jacks in there and exercises. They did a whole production crew meal, picnic, sit down, which I thought was hilarious. And then the big one of the night was Ben had brought Trisha into bedroom 2 and did an examination of her, checked her for lice, and Sam ended up coming in and cutting her hair. She had a meltdown. She went ballistic, went psychotic, schizophrenic, if you will. That's what happened on day 11. It seems like last night was extremely busy. It started off slow. Everybody was thinking show is over, Cole is gone, it's Culver. And yesterday just went off like a firecracker. So much happening last night. And then today as well, a couple things that I missed that I had to recap on. So I guess they did a challenge where they pretended to be tribesmen and painted themselves in ash, yelling ooga booga to the camera. And then they brought on their first black contestant, freeloader. Allegedly, this has been confirmed that, or at least what he says, is that Alex Stein, he works with Alex Stein on his show. That helped him get him onto the show for Fish Tank. Now, Alex Stein was a freeloader for a little while in season 1. He brought on his wife's boyfriend, Dontarius. They also did a hot dog eating competition where everybody puked a lot. And then that culminated in Jimmy having an altercation with Taylor, I think, and charging her with his fist up, yelling in her face in a threatening manner, which Sam had to interject and move him out of the kitchen. Now there is like a house fake restraining order that all the women, except for Trisha, who has recently excluded herself from, All the women have signed some sort of fake restraining order. Jimmy has to stay 10 feet away from them all. Welcome, TNT. I think Jimbo, I think he's great content. I think he can be funny. He is funny. He does talk a lot. It's really schizophrenic and weird. And I think he does have schizophrenia. But besides him being funny, I am, the thought in my head is concerned that he could be a liability for the show if he does go a little too far. Now, there is always the open conspiracy. Everybody is an actor. Maybe this is all part of the play. Who knows? Who knows what's happening on Fish Tank? I mean, it is one massive psyop. Now, with that all being said, what's recently happened? Well, EJ, I think he was upset about what Jimmy did today. He challenged, did a beef doghouse challenge with Jimmy and lost. I don't know what dude's doing, sulking, boring. We're gonna go and for a second. DJ lost the challenge, the beef. Now he's in the doghouse. Currently, that's what's happening in the last 48-ish hours or so. But we're gonna cover some other things too. What I want to talk about, which was what we were talking about the last time I went live, is the attic, right? There's all this speculation on what the attic is. Well, the last time we spoke, the attic was just a almost still image. You could assume a still image. Ominous music, ticking sounds. It was like static, old VCR playing. Now it is full color. You can see some furniture is in there. You can see the room is painted one solid blue color. And the symbol that we were looking at earlier has some color to it as well. Also moved in flat therapy bench. People on Twitter are speculating that this could be some sort of therapy room. They're going to bring in a therapist, or that maybe Nifty is a therapist. Now, I did try to reverse image search this symbol. So we did talk about that one fellow who has a t-shirt he posted on Twitter recently. We did talk about that the last time. I should have prepared this image. Go ahead and put this back in auto mode. We'll come attic here. Now, I was saying that I did reverse image search that symbol. I just took a screenshot of it and looked it up on Google, and there's not really much to find what that symbol is. And if anybody has any idea on what it is that hear from or hear about, but I did find one thing. I'm trying to pull it up right now. I wanted to talk about it. The only thing I could relate. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and skip back to the attic. TNT, X anime, not X anime. Welcome. TNT says the symbol is probably a clock, maybe like a sundial. When it strikes that yellow dot, something bad happens. Even though there's no sun, maybe the symbol is interactive. That is a good guess. I'm open to all speculation. The way that Fish Tank is, I did find this online. So what we can see so far is that they you see that these are arrows. These two the top left, you can't see right now because it's blocked by a box, but originally it's an arrow, and the top right here is an arrow as well. Now, in this Jungian archetype here that we have, Carl Jung, he had the archetype, etc., etc. They have arrows as well, and I think that sort of correlates with storytelling. Heroes are stretch it out. We see that the top is ruler, the bottom says hero. See, the bottom is like very wide. And then the top right says creative, and then the top left is caregivers. I don't know if it has that if the symbolism correlates at all with that, with the Jungian archetype that's being depicted here. But it is just interesting to me that this is something I did find when reverse image searching that symbol. And to me, it correlates with storytelling in the way Fish Tank develops. It's this live, ever evolving story, the show, right? And there's no control really of the narrative because it's alive. That whole live nature to it. So I feel that it correlates. Now, this is just probably just some schizophrenic rambling, and it means nothing. But that's just something that I found. This is what I found. If anybody else has found any information, that'd be wonderful to hear. Any other speculations? Sure, it definitely means something, though. Somebody else on Twitter was also saying that it could be the guy's line of clothing that they're just trying to advertise. But the way Fish Tank is, I don't think that they're going to go through all this trouble just to shout out somebody's clothing line. But maybe, who knows? All right, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the bookmarks real quick, and then we'll catch up with what has been saved here. Somebody said, so Dio on Twitter says, at Dio Jeans, this is his profile here. It says, Brian and Cole both had leaks with incorrect pictures. Brian and Cole, actors confirmed. Now, I did post a video talking about what we know so far on Fish Tank. And I think I did go live the day before Fish Tank went live, and we talked about the leaked image that showed those pictures, Frank and all of them. So I don't think this confirms that they are actors, but it is interesting that the images they used were different. It could be old images or old pictures, the driver's license photo or something like that from wherever they're from, but it is interesting that they did have different looking images. And I still think that Shinji's looked AI generated. ZK, welcome to the chat. He says they need to start incorporating more species in season 2. Yeah. All right. So at breaks 0R posted this whole thing about I guess Jet was TTSing. It's day 10, then 11, then 12, then back. It goes back to day 1. So somebody is associating with what's going on in the symbol and what it represents, saying that maybe on New Year's or whatever, it's going to go back. Some weird time jump or something. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but that is an interesting theory. Somebody had a screenshot, I don't know if this is altered or not, of the chat and saying that Letty eliminated a contestant today. That was when Cole was eliminated, right? So Sam tweeted that day as well. Cole was not kicked off the show. He walked, and we want him back. And then they put this reader-added context. I don't know. Letty apparently talked in the fish tank chat as well. And this first one was from zippyboy69, and that's their Twitter. Obviously this one's from Sam, and then this one's from Techno Tartaria, and he was the one who posted this screenshot of Letty and said, "I felt he should have been dealt with." And I guess maybe that has something to do with like the name leaks and stuff like that. I think I just thought that was funny. Then we have Cole that was in the chat, or not in chat. He was on Instagram Live, and he put out a list of demands. In my honest opinion, I think that Cole would be the most believable of anybody who would be a paid actor. And I think it's really silly that he posts these lists of demands that he wants to come back onto the show. If it is true that he is genuine, then it's silly that he's doing this. He's being a silly Billy for doing this. Or he's a paid actor. It could be one of two, in my opinion. Ben tweeted, he's talking about the Cole replacement, and we talked about that leaderboard. It's just, I don't think maybe they didn't mean anything for. This is the theory I was talking about. Somebody was posting that it could be like a therapy session, that they might bring somebody in to do therapy. And obviously, these are still images of the attic we were just looking at. I think this was really funny. Just a picture of Brian somebody found, and he looks like a rat. Chip. Somebody named Chip is going on Fish Tank. So somebody posted, I think this is supposed to be a mugshot of Jimbo Jim. I don't know if this is true. I think it was saying that like he had some kind of charge against him it was very vague. It was like criminal intent or something like that. And then apparently Jet, who knows if this is real, but on TV, on image boards there, saying something about a break of contract and stuff like that. But none of this is credible. I mean, anybody could go and type in a name that says that they're Jet, saying all kinds of crazy stuff about them getting interviews. Although it is interesting that they think JC had an interview. She's only been out of the tank for a couple days. That's kind of different. This was hilarious. This was from yesterday, and they're all trying to sleep. I think it's from yesterday. This is 20 hours ago. And he just starts shining his light with the camera on her while they're trying to sleep in the middle of the night. I think it was like 4 in the morning when they did that, so I think that was pretty funny. Oh, and here's that image that I was trying to talk about. Or at least another one, circumplex, and then that shows this thing on people's like personalities and the way that they act and behave. Then we have this symbol from the attic. So this is different from what I was showing. I was showing a Jungian archetype. This is from Ghost. I gotta do better with showing everybody's Twitters here. At Ghost News Tweets. Definitely follow him. He's a good fellow. He posted this. This is seems more plausible to me. This shows like behavior. So if it is like a therapy session thing, then maybe it does correlate or corroborate with that. ENT in the chat says, Rip Cole, those demands were funny, and nah, he ain't coming back. I don't think he's coming back at all. He also says he wanted to get out of there anyway, and he was cracking mentally. Yeah, I don't know, it seemed very effeminate at the end, the way he was behaving. Come put 5446. That's very secretive. Frank put a video today, 12 hours ago, talking about how he should have been on the show and he knew some of the other contestants and that got him eliminated before he even started from being on the show, and that he's a person of color and that the show needed a person of color. But then we can go into the other news now. After Frank had put that video up, now we do have a person of color in the show, and I don't know where he is currently in the tank. Find him. I think his name was like Damian or Marcus or something with a D. But he worked apparently with Alex Stein, he was saying, in the tank. That's how he got help being put on the show. He's somewhere in there. I don't know where he is right now. Maybe he's in the bed right here. Who knows? Yeah, they did have a clock. You are correct, TNT. And I don't know what I mean. That means time, right? Clock ticking. That means to all of us that think of a ticking clock, it means something's coming. Something's coming up. So who knows what for sure? And I think we're all excited to find out. So I thought it was funny also that Frank posted this video saying that a man of color needed to be on the show and they needed to put him in, and then they ended up putting somebody else in. I think Caroline has been posting a lot of stuff lately. This is from X4930, and it's just like a lot of, I don't know. She seems pretty schizophrenic. I think that's pretty believable. I asked earlier on Twitter, and Hiso Carl, his Twitter here. I asked what Jimmy's YouTube was because he had mentioned he was talking about his own YouTube account. So this is his YouTube at Pingus Bomb. And I looked at it for 2 seconds, and it's a lot of old videos. It seems like he was filmed on an old Nokia flip phone. Oh, here's the contract, an image of the contract that they signed, so that Jimmy has to stay 10 feet away, and a very malicious Taylor looking at the camera here. Oh, and his name's Anye. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's what Chaos Orchestra posted. Also, this restraining order was posted by at base Bjork. The other thing I want to talk about is Jimmy likes to talk about a man called Hoarder Man. And so I looked up Hoarder Man to figure out if that was a thing, what that means, what is Hoarder Man? So it turns out Hoarder Man is real. I don't peruse Reddit, but it was one of the things that came up on Google. And I just wanted to show this whole image. I guess this is Hoarder Man's place. And Jimmy was saying that he wants to win the show so that he could hire an army of workers to fix Hoarder Man's place. I guess Hoarder Man helped Jimmy in some kind of way, and he sells stuff, I guess, like a thrift store or something. But Jimmy wanted to hire a group of people with his winnings from the show to fix this horrible, dilapidated, should-be-condemned building. Apparently on Reddit, this is what they're saying. They're saying that this is Hoarder Man's place, and this is who he's talking about, and Hoarder Man is a real person. But who knows? I think a lot of the things that Jimmy says on the show sound pretty schizophrenic. And it looks like Jimmy has an Xbox now, which we did mention. At least I think we mentioned the last time we talked. Maybe not. So Cole had got an Xbox before he was kicked off. And then at the end of the day, after Cole had left, Hay had tried to destroy the Xbox with a stick. We can turn this in anything.
That's the shit that's like, probably because it's my first day, I'm like, what's coming next? I don't think they're going to target you as much now.
I hate getting mad, but
yeah, because you've been a target, and I haven't been here 24 hours, and I've heard your name a lot, so.
Everybody else is doing. We have Nifty. He did a comedy bit today, but he kept in TTS kept interrupting. That was pretty funny.
Nothing personal.
There was I don't have a screen capture or bookmark of it, but I think Jet was saying in Fish Tank chat or somewhere that the plan is to bring in as many freeloaders as possible, and that the tank was going to be extremely full. So that is exciting to hear, that the plan is just to keep stuffing as many people as they can into this building. I wonder if somebody spilt something right. And I think if I had to think about it as a freeloader, I think Frank Hassel would probably be the ultimate, like season 1, the ultimate freeloader. Now, when TJ had initiated beef with Jimmy recently, like 40 minutes ago, after Jimmy had won the beef challenge. He got in TJ's face and called him some slurs and said that's what you happen when you that's what happens when you challenge me, etc., etc. I think something along those lines. It's a very aggressive manner that he did it, and I think it's just a matter of time before something happens. Jimmy might be his own downfall. Like something's. I think Brian was speculating or insinuating that he's gonna have to be the bad guy and he's gonna have to steal chips from somebody. I think that is his strategy right now. I think that's oh man. Told Jimmy he can't play. The fish also, I think yesterday were also told.
We do actually need a controller. This one just doesn't work. Again, we do appreciate it seriously, but it's like, yeah. Pretty please and thank you, production. Sorry, dude.
The fish were also told yesterday that, or at least Jet said, that there is a new schedule in place. The fish have to wake up early, go to bed early. They're going to wake up in the morning, they're going to drink coffee, and then they're going to get the morning news. And this morning they got some sort of one of those newspaper political cartoon clippings. Looks like Jimmy's going to try to play Xbox. And the tank is pretty calm right now. Doesn't seem like there's much going on right now until tomorrow.
But tell them, don't forget the games too if they have. No, they sign up more games. Okay, cool.
Just to recap, we have
So what's this now coming up?
2 new fish, Taylor from yesterday and today, Dwayne, Marcus something.
I just do that like to make sure, because you know wine is like.
He's right there at the bottom of the screen. Jimmy has a restraining order in effect, currently 10 feet away from all women on the show, except for Trisha.
Jimmy is a targeted individual. The shadow government wants his seed.
Oh, Jet did say tonight there's supposed to be another surprise coming for them, and they're going to find out how much rent tonight is for the 1st. They're going to be charged rent on the 1st. New Year's Day. I think that's all for the updates for today. Thank you all. I think I'm going to wind this down and kind of end this now, but I just wanted to give an update on what's been happening the last 2 days. But thank you all for being here and for watching. Really, honestly, appreciate it all. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
No. Well, I'm African, but I was born lived in the States my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah, but I speak my languages and stuff.
Hot damn.
So it works.